So hey everyone, welcome to the first video in the series of video in which I was talking about how you can able to generate your 10,000 NFTs or even more than that or even less than that, and how you can able to mint the NFT, and at the end you can mint that over your Polygon blockchain, that is basically a layer 2 solution for Ethereum that help in building scalable dApps. And Ethereum, if you want to deploy your Polygon collection, or if you want to deploy your NFT collection on a Polygon or even your Ethereum mainnet, you can do that as well. So since the starting of this video, I was talking about that what the heck is this layers. So if you look at any of the best collection out there, so for example this collection example of a Bored Ape, and if you look at this collection, that is consist of a lot of layers, and the layers main objective is to make unique just to unique one image to another. So if you look at this image, this image is unique as compared to this, right? So if you look at this image, this have a this body of is pink color, then this one is a maybe a brown color, and this whole of every item on this NFT is unique, right? And if you look at this, the main common thing which is able to see in all the apes is the fact that they have their body which is common. If you look at the body molding, that is been common in almost every of the apes, right? If you look at that, that is basically common in almost every of the ape. Now second thing, there's another example of how you can able to how layers help in making NFT. Now these are layers. So this is basically a layer 1, then there's a layer 2, that is your glasses, then there are a hat as a layer 3, and this is the main body of an NFT. Now when they all combine together, they form a single NFT, right? So if this alone face is kept aside, then this is a different, and this would be unique from this one, right? That why building layers is help you to generate more unique images, and the more you have layers in your NFT collection, the more you have layers for your any certain type, then the more you have able to generate more NFTs or more collection of your NFTs, right? Now first thing first, we need to make sure that we need to make layers for an NFT, right? To make layers for an NFT, and then we need to make use of tools that help us to generate these layers. So in between, just let me share with you a sort of example that how it used to help. So just let me share with you my example. So here we go, this is my layers example, and if you look at here, we have first thing as a background for our NFT collection. So for those of you who don't know, I have my Bored Ape NFT coming soon. It's been live within a month. So, and it consists of more than 10,000 unique images. So make sure if you want to buy it, if you want to see the collection, just subscribe to my channel for more details, right? And second thing which we have beard in our layers. Then we have cheeks. Cheeks is basically the spot that we have on the NFT collector, I would say cheeks. Then they have this eyes, and then they have your glasses. Glasses are basically these type of, they are basically the VR glasses. Then we have this glasses, and so on and so forth, right? And then we have the hat for NFT, so that is basically hat, and these are hats. That's pretty cool, right? And then you have this thing is common, or this is a main body of a character, right? And next thing we have the colors. So basically in here we have the colors for an NFT, that is the body color basically, and this is all the colors for an NFT. Now this is just an example for how these thing works. So just to make more clear, just let me just share another example with you. So if you're able to see this Bored Ape has a hat, this one 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 has a hat, and almost 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, so 7 of them hat on their top. Now that should become into this hat folder, right? So just for our example, not this whole example over here, just to summarize the whole situation, we want to make the layers, make folder structure for this whole NFT. This one, this one is should used to come into the hat folders, then their body is going to the main folder, right? So on and so forth. If you want to make your own NFT layers, then you need to first understand that which character you want to make. If you want to make so simple, you can just use 2 to 3 layers. So in here we have a lot of layers. We have skin layer, main layers, hat, and so on and so forth. So this is meant to be a lot use creation. So it's maybe 8 folders. If you want to make a collection for a small structure, just for 5 or 6,000 images, or maybe 4 or 600 images, then it may be coming into 2 or 3 folders, right? So that's why. And also, if you want to see that how many images that your this layers are able to generate, just plus all, just add all the numbers of this. That means, for example, in here we have 15 background over here, then we have 10 I would say beard over here. So just every item inside of the folder, just add them and multiply that to the number of folder, right? So that if you do that, all those stuff, you can get the numbers of images or number of characters you can able to generate with your, I would say, layers to a certain NFT picture. Now to make that, you need to use tools. So first thing first, we need to use tools that help us to make the process more easier. So first thing, we have Photoshop. For those of you who are familiar with Photoshop, it's pretty easy. So sometimes for the people who are just starting off, they don't know how to set up Photoshop, and they don't familiar with it that much. So and also sometimes it's the price of Photoshop, if you want to just starting out, they might be expensive for a lot of people. So I would say you can use alternative to that, that is Photopea. So Photopea is also same like Photoshop. So let me just open this up. This is the photopea.com, and this is basically a graphic interface for you to edit your photos, or maybe just edit your PSD templates. So for example, over here, if you look at any of the for example, if I am just go on to the layers for NFT. So if, for example, if you go into this is 600 by 600. This CryptoPunks marketplace. So if I just make a new project, make sure that it is somewhere around bigger than 540 or maybe bigger than 800, right? So if I just make this to 600, and just make sure that also 600. So let me just over here, and just make this background to be transparent, and click on create. This is the first layer. This layer is pre-locked, so we can select many layers to our background. And if you don't know how to do that, there I would link a tutorial for you in the description below. And if you even don't know what the hack is, this Photopea, you can just follow. If you can use another tool, that is your Pixelart. Pixelart is basically for those people who want to make pixel images. So this is the Pixelart. I also use this to generate my NFT collection. It's pretty easy, and it would hardly take you to make your whole NFT collection within 4 to 5 days, right? So it's 4 to 5 I would say hours. So it's that simple. So I already made some samples, so let me just delete them. Let me just delete all of them, right? So just open a new layer. So just start from the really scratch, and let's make a new layer. Just open, so just make a new layer. So let me go and new. So just click on new, and also if you look at the pixels, numbers of pixels in Bored Ape, or number of pixels in CryptoPunks, it is somewhere around. If you want to make a pixel art, then you need to keep it somewhere around 32. It might be easy for you to generate a number of n numbers of images, right? So for this, I would keep the width is 32 and the height is 32. and then we click on new drawing. Then you want to clear all the entire drawing. Yes, I want to. And this is the surface. So this is a locked surface. Basically, it's a locked surface. This means that you need to add new layers to it, right? Now this, so what does that 32 by 32 mean? 32 by 32 mean that this number, this height would consist of 32 pixels, and this width consists of 32 pixels, right? That, what does it mean by 32 pixels? Now we need to add a first layer to it. So this is background which is locked. I locked because of some sort of way. Sometimes you start making on this background, and at the end you realize that you are working on wrong places, right? So that's why I locked this, just to make this, to avoid I would say misconception. So yeah, here we go. Now just make a new layer, and yeah, so here we go, the first layer. Now if you look at my images, if you look at the, yep, if you look at this, we have first starting off with the background. So the background is over here. It consists of 10 layers. So I want to make background first because I want something to be the easiest, then just move on to very tougher one. So just start with the really basics, and first and first, just make a new background. So I want to make 3 backgrounds, and everything would be 3 3 3 3 3, right? So just make a background of just maybe like this color, and increase the pixel size, and this is done. So this is the first background. Then just make a new one. Make sure that you rename this to bg1. Then click on this and bg2, and yeah, so just click on this bg2, and then just make sure that you have this one. So just make, I want to make this this nice one, this nice color. So that's, now just, yeah, here we go. This is of blue color, right? Now let's make a new layer, that make this as bg3, and just make, and also just unhide this, and yeah. Now make sure that it will be, you can choose any of the color, right? It doesn't even matter, it's all upon you. It's maybe your own creation, so it's all upon you. So I'm using this one. So just, yeah, so we have done with 3 layers. That is your this one, then we have this one, then we have this one, right? Now we need to make the character for our image, right? These are the background. Now let's move on to make the main character. That would be this. I just not replicating the same, I just making a new one. So there you go. Yes, there you go. Now just make a new one that would be same for almost every of our images. This would be your main cap, right? Now just make a black one so that it use the same for all the images. And for this I want to make this, right? So just make sure, yeah, now I'm using 4 pixels so that it would be easy for me. So here we go, and yeah, so I'm just making a random pattern, random pictures. If you want to make this more unique, you can just add another details to this images, right? So it's basically your own artwork. You can add any of such images if you can, and yeah, so it's just a random picture, and I just want to straight this up. So sometime it let me just straight this. So just it, because it's more over here and less over here. So let me reset this. Here we go, and this would be black one. Here we go, we can use this. Okay, yeah, yeah, okay. So yeah, here we go. This is the main character for our I would say the pattern, and then you can add any of the patterns. This is just a random pattern. It just a random pattern. You can make, you can just if you want to make different one, you can just use that, and just a random pattern. Here, we go, right? And yeah, so there's a random pattern. Then this would be the same for almost every NFTs which we're going to be using. And yeah, this would be the same for almost every NFTs. And then we have so this would be same for every NFTs. Then we need to make a new layer that would be the inner color of this layer, right? So we want this to be inner color, so inner color 1, and we want it to be gradient inside of it. So search for red shade, so we can get some sort of red shades over here, so we can add it inside of our let's close this for a bit of second. Yeah, so we can add it inside of this. So there's going to be the shades color which are going to be inside of this, so we can change this in all the images, right? So first thing first, we need to so if you don't have this extension installed in your I would say Chrome or Brave, you can use this extension, that is color picker eyedropper. So if you don't know how to install that, just go on to web store and just click on this and just search for color picker, or you can use any other color picker. It just help you to get a clear understanding of which color am I picking from here, right? Once you install that, you can just use this just to make sure that everything's working fine, right? Now you're just able to, when you just hover over this, you can able to get the hex value of the color, right? So we are getting this hex value. Just copy this, and then over here, just I am using this or just paste it inside of it. So let me see, there we go, and just increase the pixel size. Yep, so here we go, and just make this pixel size right over here, and yeah, this is going to be the 1 pixel. Then we need to make just copy another shade, so that will be this one shade. Just copy this shade and then paste it up. So I think I copied the same shade again, so again just copy this one shade so that we can get a good padding. Okay, so you can add this over here. Right, so this, you're able to see this is forming a good gradient over here, right? That will be cool for your project, right? Now just use another light one, so just using a light, there we go, and you can just use any of the color, any of the pattern which as per your choice, right? So we have done with the inner layer. This looks like this, and just copy this 3 times. So just make a new one, just say this as inner color 2, and yeah, just it's override this. So we can use, just make green one, so we can use the green over here, just make a green one. Here we go, make a light green one, so we can use it in between. Here we go, and just make a pretty, yes, this one, you can use it over, right? So here we go, and just make a new one, so we want 3, so this would be inner color 3, and now we can use anything that is, just use blue one. So yeah, also just use blue one, yes, blue one shade. Then we're going to be using a bit more this one, so it should go over here. Then we use a lighter one that should go over here, right? So we have done with the 3 layers, 1, 2 and 3, right? So we have done with the 1, 2, 3 background. Then we have a main character, and then we have a background, so background look like this. Then we have a main character over here. Then we have this one, so you can just use this as per your choice, and this is basically the main layers. And you can add a lot of properties. So as for now, we have using one property, that is your background, second one is your main character, and third one is your inner color, right? You can add maybe you can add a nice hat to this, I would say beetle or any other shape which we are getting working on this. So that would help you to get a lot of other layers, right? So to predict that how much layer we can able to generate from this whole artwork, we can use that. Just let me see, this one should come under your one folder, that is inner color. This one should come under another folder, that is your inner character. Then we have background color, this should come under another, that is bg folder, right? So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 into 3, 7 to 3 28. We can able to generate 28 images for our character. You can increase more than, you can just increase, I would say just generate more than, just maybe just we can use another, just make a new property. That would be I would say just make a new property of see how can able to add new properties. Yes, we can add a property that is for this one, that is the outline for this. Let's say outline pattern. So outline pattern of this should be slightly this one, so we can generate it at 2. So this would be over here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So this would be another one. We can also just make this so that it looks pretty cool, so we can able to generate more layers. So that our main goal for this, right? So this is the something like anything it would be. So we can generate it 3 times. So this one time, then make a new layer, and this would be outline pattern 2. So this will outline pattern 2. Then you can use another color, that would be anything like this. It's all upon you. You can use any other color or any other pattern. I'm just helping you to just make the layers. So yeah. Okay, so wait, here we go. Yep, so there's a second layer. Then we have to generate a third layer, that should be outline layer, outline pattern 3, right? So now you can use another color, that you can add any other color, just using this bright yellow. And yeah, so just use this as this. So 1 2 1, and this is going to be the last one. Yeah, here we go. So we have done with our layers. So outline pattern layer. So this is background layer, then we have main character, then we have inner color, then we have pattern, outline pattern, right? So now we have done the pattern. Now just export the layer. So we can do this by just going on this download button. Then you can just export all, and before downloading this, make sure that you increase this. So make sure that you choose this to 640 or 6, something like between 640 to 600, right? So it's all upon you. You can use any other color. So it's 640. I am choosing 640 over here. Okay, 640 over here, and then click on export layers and click on all. Now this will I would say you download as a file, and you can just go in the download folder and then just click on this to save it over here. So it's already generated. So let me just add a new one. So new, right? So click on this show in folder. So it's here we go, and you can just export it. So click on this extract all, and you can make a new one. So this would be new, so it's gonna open a new one. Click on extract, and here we go. These are the layers which we have been working on. This one is the so just delete this one. We don't want this, just delete this. And then we have these our background layers 1 2 3. These are the main character that we will be using in all the frames. Then we have this main body, main color 1 2 3. Then we have this legs, right? So here we go. Now we need to rename the file. So and just make a new folder structure. So you can just click on this new and make a new folder. This folder would be a background, and just make a new background, another folder that would be your main body, and then we want to make a new one that would be the legs, and last but not least is our body color. Right, now just put this background one in the background folder. Now just put this in the main body, then this one is inside of your body color, and these three will come under your legs. Yes, here we go. So these are background layers. Now we can able to rename this. So just pink, then you can rename this to blue, then this would be your green, and now just rename this as well, and red, body color. Just copy this and you can paste this in all the folders, and just this would be green one, because we are renaming this here because this thing is used to reflecting in our metadata for when we are used to generating multiple NFTs. That's why we are renaming this over here, so that after that it doesn't create any messiness, right? Just rename this. That's why I'm doing so. Black legs, this would be pink something legs. This would be your I would say yellow legs, and here we go. So this, and now we have this main body, and this you can generate it as a main body at PNG, right? So now we have generated with our images, and just move on to the next step. Now since we have generated this whole thing, now we need to combine all the layers into a single one, right? Just like we did before. So just like I have just shared with you, so let me just share with you the example. Leave this side here. Here we go. This one, just like this one. So we have generated all these layers. So we are in this layers, we have generated all these layers, right? Like for this we have the background, we have this with the background, then we have the body color. This would be the body color. Just to give a sense of this, that's how we're going to combine this. So this, all these layers will be combined together to form a single artwork, right? To form a single piece of artwork, and we're going to reshuffle that to make multiple NFTs, to make multiple copies, right? So that's how we did that. Now to move on next step, we need to install or a new file, or new, I would say, search for Hashlips GitHub. So just go into Hashlips GitHub, and over here you need to install this one. So just click on this Hashlips art engine. I will put a link in the description. So this, we are using this to generate multiple different instance of our artwork. So we have layers in our, I would say, body, and now we need to generate multiple copies of our layers into a single artwork, right? Now if you're good at knowledge of GitHub or Git in general, you can just clone this from here. If you don't know, if you have never heard of what is Git, what is GitHub, then just download a zip file from here and then extract it, right? So I can just copy this command over here and just make a new one, just make a new folder in the desktop, or I can just name this as YT tutorial, then open this, and over here cmd, and now just write git clone and just paste the URL which you are just copied from here, right? Just paste it over here, git clone, and just paste the URL right over here, right? Now once you do that, just press an enter, and it will I would say clone the entire repository. And then what you can do is that over here, so as you're able to see, there's created a new folder, and this brings up all the entire Hashlips art engine repository code into this folder. Now you can delete this git folder. It's deleted. Then what you need to do is to make a, just open your I would say, now if you haven't coded before, you need to install two tools. The first tool that we want to be using is Node.js. You can install this by just going on this nodejs.org website, and you can just download this. Make sure that you download this version, that is suitable version. This is not recommended for people. If you are in Mac, you can just do the same one, right? So let's click on this install. It will install a MSI file, that is Windows Package Manager. Install package manager. You just I would say install this, and just run this command, and you can able to install the Node.js in your system. Next thing we want to be using is the VS Code. So it's going to be VS Code, and this is a code editor on which we're used to editing our files. So just click on this first, I would say the web URL, and you can able to install the suitable build for your I would say Windows, right? So if you are on Mac, and do the same thing by just clicking on the suitable version. If you are on Linux, you can just do the same, and if you are on Windows, just click on this Windows, and it will install a executable file. Yes, here we go. And this will of your whole version, so just save all this, and you can able to run this file afterward, right? Just cancel this. I already did that, so that's why I'm not sharing with you. Now once you do that, just once you done that, once you just open install your VS Code, it will look the same like this. Now you need to open the folder, so it should be in the desktop. So desktop, and the desktop, it should be inside of YT tutorial. So I make a YT tutorial, and yeah, just open this one and click on the select folder, right? So this will open, and the next thing which we want to be using is we need to, if we install the Node.js properly in system, just open the terminal. So for opening the terminal, you can just go on this command right over here, and click on this new terminal, right? This will open a terminal on your system, right? So this will open a terminal over here, and over here you need to write npm I or npm install, right? Just type the command and press an enter. This will install all the packages which is inside of our package.js. This will install all the packages that are required to run our this certain code, right? So once you do that, if you have any bug, if you found any error right over here, you can join a Discord community. If you face any doubt, if you face any error over here, you can just join a Discord community. Just post your doubt, post your bug or anything which you have found when you're just following the tutorial. You can tag me over here. So because in the comments, if you just post, no one would ever reply to that, right? So sometimes I also don't have time to reply the text, so you can just Discord me. You can just go on Discord and just I would say DM me, right? And yeah, so if we go to the source folder and just close this up, and now in the src we have this main.js, right? So in the main.js we have a lot of other things, right? So it's a huge code. If you haven't coded before, it may look so intimidating, so just don't worry about that. Just go to the layers tab, and if you go to this, you will find the layers. So these are the same layers which we have generated in our before, which are generated in Pixelart. That these are the same layers, right? So these are the same layers. They have a background over here, which we put the images in the background folder. Then they have a background lid, then they have an eye color, and so on and so forth, right? So there's a lot of images, right? And yeah, so, and also if you find it if you're able to see that since the closing of their since the closing of their name, you will see there is a hash over here, #1, #20, #20, #60, right? So what does that mean? So this means, so the version which I'm using in the Hashlips art engine, they basically works on a principle which so if you have a if you have this number gonna be huge, for example over here this is 1, which means this number, this #1 would show less times. But if you have a number that is #60, this image will show in multiple copies of our NFT art, right? So the more the number would be, the larger chance of seeing the images more times. The less the number would be, this would goes and the image would be imprint less times in our NFT. Now we can see the images. So these are the bottom lit images, and even though if you go on to the banner for the Hashlips art engine, you will see something like that. So they are saying that this layer combined to form these images, right? That what we are going to be doing today in our in this video. And yeah, so we just need to do the artwork over here. So just go into this config and just I can just explain to you the code base. Now over here, for your, if you are deploying the your smart contract, if you're deploying your tokens on Ethereum, or if you're deploying the tokens on I would say Polygon. So Polygon is basically as Ethereum, because they are it's not a different blockchain, it's just a layer 2 solution for Ethereum blockchain itself, right? So they also works on Ethereum principles. So that's why we can say that we are working and we are deploying our blockchain to Ethereum, right? We can say that. Now over here, if we look at this, we have network.eth. This is going from a network folder that is basically network.js. If you go to network.js, control B, network.js. So there basically there are two over here. This network is Ethereum, that is ETH. Then they have a Sol, that is for Solana, right? So Solana is also a different kind of blockchain, and I would say that Ethereum, if you're deploying on Polygon, Polygon came under Ethereum, so that's why don't worry about if you're later on deploying on Polygon and so on and so forth, right? So yeah, so this is for Solana, and this is getting the network exports from here. So it's one exporting network from here. Now you can have this. So these are the metadata for Ethereum. So every time, so if you're able to see over here, let me just on this. So I can again show you afterward. So there's a name prefix, that is your collection. If your collection name of collection would be the Beetle race, for example, my collection name would be Beetle race. Yes, this would be Beetle race. Then you can add your description over here. This is the description. I can do this description, right? So test description. Then we have a base URI. Base URI is basically the IPFS. So what does you mean by IPFS? IPFS is basically an industry standard platform or a way in which the blockchain, where you are storing a blockchain or a certain network where no one can let it down, right? So IPFS, just let me share with you that what does IPFS mean. So this is basically an IPFS. So IPFS is basically a peer-to-peer hypermedia protocol that designed to grow humanity with knowledge of this. So basically working on a principle wherein the network is so largely distributed. When if one node fail, then it can resist by another node, right? So no one can able to let it down. If you're able to see over here, this means the web is able to see this whole node is connected, right? So for example, this node broke, this will for this computer breaks, then this will able to make a new node and connect with that another node, right? That's why nothing is over here is centralized, everything is decentralized. Means everyone has a power, you has a power, another has a power, anyone can has a power to change, or I would not say change, but have a power to see that what is in the network, right? So this is basically IPFS mean. We are uploading our NFT data, metadata, as well as the PNG format to the IPFS. So that's why, and we're not using Solana, so just I would say hide this off. The next thing we want to be using is we are going to use this layer configurations. This is the main point which we are going to be using, and this one is going to be the numbers of images. So for example, if you want 10,000 images to be generated from your whole code, you can change this from 5 to 10,000, right? This would be 10,000, and I can just comment this over here. Means you can I just comment this change as per the number as per the requirement, right? So I can change this as per the requirement. Then we have layers in order, right? Now what does this mean? This means that if you go in the layer section, it is you need to write down all the name of the layers over here. So background come over here, then we have eyeball come over here, right? Every folder should come right, every folder name should come right over here. And for example, we just replace this from capital B to small b, this would not work, this would break, right? That's why make sure that you are using every single word, and everything would be same. I can show you the demo afterwards, so just as for now we can just use this. Now next thing we have is format. So format is basically the number of width or height which you need to have for your format. So remember I tell you that I use the I would say Pixelart to make the 640, right? So 640 should come over here, and this one should also come 640, right? You can change this as per your choice. For me, I can just put in 640. And if you don't know how to find this, you can just use your, I would say, over here. So we have this. So just go on to any of the layers which you have met. So for example, if I just go on this layer and just click on this, and you're able to see there's a dimension over here. Item, I would say this is the dimension. If you're able to see, dimension would come over here 640 by 640, and that you need to put over here, right? So if you're using Windows 10 or Windows 7 or any other old PC, you can check this by going on the property section, and then you can just go on details, and you can able to find that the number of width and pixel which is using in your image, right? Now just move on to the next section, and that is all which we want needed. That this thing is not required to be I would say needed. And also we also, for example, if you need any external metadata, you can use this. So external metadata stands for the, if you have a website, for example, you say website underscore URL, just put the number name of website. So for example, if you have website name of I would say test.com, you can just put the website name over here, and I think it would be external URL. This would be external URL, and you can change this external URL would be your number. So this would be your website URL. This would be website URL, and that's we you need to edit this over here. And yeah, that's all which we gonna be using. And yeah, that's all. And now if you just install the npm, if you just run this command npm install and everything works out, and this says added this package with this packages, then you need to run another command that would be npm run generate and press enter. What it'll do, it used to run this command, and over here as you see we have added 5 over here. That's why we get the 5 numbers of images. If you just wrote this 10,000 or maybe 5,400 or anything, any other number, it would generate that amount of images, right? And if this command doesn't work out for you, you can just run the same command. That would be your node, or I can say you can run the command and run the command as so src slash index.js. so I think this command would work out for you. If you want to generate this command would really works out for you. Yeah, here we go. This will work out for you. I think that command, I've forgotten that what the name of the command. So if this command works out for you, then you will see a build folder right over here. Let me just increase the intensity of the code. Right, here we go. Now if you're able to see this, there is a build folder created right over here. And also every time when you make a image, or every time when you make an image over the I would say, if you look at the image that has been on blockchain, they have the image associated with them, and they have a JSON file or a metadata associated with it, right? So if you go on to a bigger election, for example, if I just go on to OpenSea and just go on to CryptoPunks, and over there you will see the same. Now I just go on to any of their just go on to this one, just for this. So over here, now if you look at this image, and if you go to the properties, we have the property that is two attributes, big shades, headband and male. So this is basically the properties that the character of particular image is have. So this attributes, then you have big shade, then you have a headband is over right over here, then they have a male, that is he's a male, right? That's how the meta file would help you to generate that which image is being stored in the where the main characters used to have, right? So if you look at this images, this image generated right over here is different in all of the different images, right? So every image is unique, right? Every image is unique, right? And so for example, this is a large eye. So if you go to the second one and go on to the 2.json, you will see this as a over here. This is a hue, so this is a small eye. So you can go to 2.json, you can see the trait type is small, right? Trait type is small, and this is whole. You can able to, if you will to see this external URL is also right over here. Now this beetle race 1, and this 2, then this 3, and this 5, right? That is number of images. Now the name is also changes, and the descriptions is also be changed, or almost all the files, and the DNA is also be different, right? So DNA is also be different in almost every other file. Then we have attributes. So attribute is same. I just understand the same. We go back to here. So we go to properties. This is the same at which we are used to talking about over here. These are the attributes. That is the values: black, red, yellow, small. The iris is small. The spine, shine is shape. The bottom lid is low. The upper lid is middle, right? This is basically the the data associated with this fourth image, right? This image is going to be associated with this data, right? Now if you reach this point, if you don't found any bug so far, you can replace these files, you can replace this layers folder with your own layers, right? So to do that, you can open this in reveal in file explorer. Just click on this, it will open in this file explorer. Now what you can do, just over here, just delete this. So you can delete this from here, so just delete this, yes. Then what you need to do is you need to go to the layers which we have put in. So here are the layers, these are our layers which we generated using Pixelart. Then just copy these layers from here and go to the layers option, which is over here, and paste it up, right? These are the layers which we used to using for our this NFT generation process, right? So just, yep, here we go. This is our if you're able to see over here, this is changed, right? This is this comes over here, this comes over here, everything is working fine. Now I also share with you an example that we need to add hash in almost every of the PNG file, right? If we don't add that, we would get error while compiling the code, right? So for that, just add a hash in almost every the file. Just after that, just add hash of 10 in this. Also add a hash of 10. You can add any of the hash, you can add 5, you can add 10 as per your choice. If you want, if lower the hash, less the possibility of showing the image. The higher the hash, the number is more to be repetitive in larger the images, right? So just go on this, I can just edit these tags. Let me just edit them, just 12, make it maybe 5, so that, so just make it 5 or 12 or maybe it's 15, just make it 18, right? Now let's just do the same. You can add as per your choice and rename this, and you can, I want this to be show more, so I can use 20 over here, right? And this means now we want this main body to be repetitive in almost every of our body, right? So to do that, we need to use a file. So I want this to be used in almost every other file, right? So make sure you need to add a larger number. So I can use I would say 120, or I can say is 150 to, because I want this image to be in almost every of the images, every of the file, every the NFT would consist of this image, because this is the main body, right? This is the main body, that's why I want this to be in almost every of our images. Now if I don't add, so for example, if I just remove this from here and then compile the code, it will give us error, right? So to show that, we can first need to just also, we need to also update this, we need to also update this. So make sure that you update this as well. So right now also the order of the layers would be in this way. We want the background layer to be at the back, then we want our main body, so we want main body to be in the second back, and then we walk through this one. So then we want to go to the body color, then we're gonna go to legs, right? So make sure that you use this, and also I just use this one. So let me just compile load that you can able to see the error, right? So if I just go and open this and open this and just run npm run generate, it will give us an error. Let me just see. Okay, so I think this error is being rectified right now. So you can make sure that you don't compromise on that. Just make sure that you use the different maybe the same layer. So just use same layers. Background color would be the same, body color would be the same, and also this would be not main body. This would be main body. Then we have body color. Then we have a legs. Right. So that's all for our image. And yep. So if you go to the build folder, go to the image one, click on this, you will see this one. This is basically our image, right? This is basically the image of our NFT, right? These are our NFTs, right? And if you're able to see, the green color is been common in almost every NFT. This one is also have a green color in common. This one also does. No, this one also does. Oh no, God, this one also does. This one also has the same, right? So because we put the body color of green to be more, so that's why it popping out in a more sense. So you can also rename this. So I can also rename this to be maybe 100. So if I just put down 100 over here and I just run this program again, npm run generate, and press enter. Now if you're able to see that, if we go back to this images, you'll see red color has been common on almost every other file. Red color has been common. See, this one has a red color in common. This one also has a red color in common. This one also has a red color in common, because almost 3 of the file has a red color and 2 of the file has a different color, right? That's why you can able to play around with this whole, and you can just find a good pattern for yourself. So I can just place this back to 10. Right now I think that you understand what I have done so far. So if you have a more images, if you can add more over here, right? Now for this tutorial I want to mint 50 NFTs, maybe 50 this because my layers are less, that's why I want to make this to 50, right? Because I have some less layers. If you have 10 layers of each of the items, you can most probably mint more than 10,000, right? So that's why I was putting 50 over here. And once we do that, we can able to run the program npm run generate, press enter. It will shows now it will giving DNA exist in almost every other file. Now it says that you need more layers of elements to grow your additions to 50 artworks, right? We need to add more artwork so that we can able to generate this, right? So we're able to see over here what it does is it used to show us DNA exists because the files are less, right? That's why it's showing us this error again and again, right? Go to the build folder, it closes to 27. It make the end design to 27 and then it stop, right? So you can add more additions so that your I would say images NFT grow section would grow more. So yeah, that's the point. And yeah, if you're able to see, this whole collection is unique, right? Every collection is being unique, every item is different to another, right? Every item is different. And yeah, that's all. And now if you mint, for example, if you've done with all these processes, you will see, for example, if you're mini artwork and you just type it over here 10,000 and press an enter, or just and then run the command npm run generate, you will see 10,000 items over here, right? So for mine it would be 27 because I have 27 at the max. If I rerun the program, I would not get the same error. I would not get the same error. So just again run the program, npm run generate. Now this program doesn't give us error. It will shows that it end to 27th line and then it stop, right? So that's all the images for this folder, right? We have these images, and yeah, so we have done with this. Yeah, so now we have done this whole images part, and then what I want is we want to upload now this images to IPFS, which I've talked about earlier, because in IPFS your images will be more secure. Even if you put the images on a local test network, or maybe in a local drive like your any local drive, or maybe if you just put the folders or put the images on Google Drive, sometime if you publish the at the end your NFT to OpenSea, sometime it doesn't respond to your images, right? Sometime it would take more time, so it will create messiness amongst the users or the people who are holding your NFT, right? That's why, to be more secure, I suggest you to use IPFS, and also it's a decentralized protocol, and yeah, so it's behave in a decentralized way. And yeah, so now we need to upload our images to IPFS. Now this would be the third step. Now just close the layers, just close them. Yeah, so there are a lot of IPFS networks. So if you just search for IPFS, right, we just run this IPFS, search for IPFS. This is the main website for IPFS, and this is basically a desktop app, right? So IPFS is the basically desktop app, and sometimes if you are using IPFS on your local system, and there's also the command line interface, CLI interface, and in Windows sometimes it's a bit harder to set up the whole system, and sometimes it gives a lot of error. So what I would suggest you to use IPFS service providers who works on the same principle, but they provide and they have a more simpler way to hold your file, right? So for this tutorial I suggest you to use Pinata. So Pinata, just first search for Pinata, and here we go. The first, if search for Pinata, right, you will see the first link, that is pinata.cloud. Just click on this link, and it will open this particular website, and you can click on try for free. If you don't have an account yet, then just click on try for free and just make an account. Yeah, so I already have an account, that's why it's just redirecting me to the main page. Yeah, so I already have my JSON formatted over here. So for this particular I would say tutorial, I just upload a new folder, right? Just click on the select the folder, and first thing first we need to upload the images folder first, right? We need to upload both the JSON and the JSON is basically this file. JSON is this file, JSON is basically this one. This is a metadata for so this consists of all the images. So this is basically all the JSON format, JSON file would list in this meta.json, and this also have a single file that would be same for almost every of the file, right? So first thing first, we need to upload the website, or I would say the folder for images, to the IPFS. Just click on this select folder and just make sure that you choose the select and choose this select folder. So for that, just go to desktop, and desktop we search for this video tutorial, that which we put on the website, or put up the images for our I would say this layer. So let's go into the build folder. In the build, just select this images folder, press on upload. It says you want to upload to listen to this site. Yes, upload. And now you need to put the give. So you need to add a name for your certain file. So I would say, so my collection of NFT would named as what's the name of my collection? Yeah, it says Beetle Race. So just copy this so I can able to use this over here. Beetle Race images, right? These are 27 files. 27 files. So you can put it any name. I just you can just put if you have any NFT collection, just put the name of the NFT collection and then just this, and just click on this upload. Then what essentially happened is that it used to go on and upload the file. It's done. It's done. And here we go. This is our NFT file, and we click on this eye icon. We click on this eye icon. It used to show our files right over here. And if we click on this any of the icon, if you're able to see, this is now on the IPFS. If you're able to see this, there's an IPFS, and this is basically exist on IPFS. Now if you just copy this whole URL and just use an incognito window and just paste it over here and press enter, it hosts it to the internet, right? So if I remove this to maybe 2.png, it will give me 2.png because my folder structure is in this manner: 1 png, 2 png, 3 png, and let's go so on and so forth, right? So if I search for 3.png, it gave me 3.png. If I search for maybe 20th png or 10th, 20th png, search for, it will give me 20th png. Done. And if we have done to upload all the files to the metadata or to the IPFS, which is basically a more secure way to upload our file, right? Now just now we have done to upload this file over here. Now what I suggest you is to, whenever you upload the file, you will get an CID, right? There's a CID for our file. Let me just zoom in. There we go. And this is basically the CID. So this is my this is the file which we uploaded so far. And if we click on this, this is the CID. Right, let's copy this. And once you copy this, you can able to go on this, and over here you will see this is our image, right? So if I put, so no, we need to put this in the config.js. Yes, over here. And over here we need to add this, right? This, so this is our base URI, right? This is our base URI. And then what we need to do is we need to control J, we need to run a command that is basically node utils slash update underscore info.js. Now it will update your images to this, your base URI to this, and to see that we can able to see over here, we'll be able to see this is now uploaded, changed to your IPFS, right? And this goes to the same, goes to all, right? That's all. And if you just see that the command which we run over here is the command which we run over here is this. The command which we run over here is node utils and update info.js. That is basically the command which we use to update the base URI for all of our JSON file, right? It uploaded, or it, I would say, updated all the JSON file to this image. Because now if we just copy this and just paste it in any of this and press enter, okay, I need to, first thing first, we need to add a service provider. So our service provider is Pinata. So just Pinata is this. So now in this, need to add this IPFS. Pinata is this. No, Pinata over here, and now we need to add this. So IPFS, and then we need to paste our this one. Just copy this over here, and just after the IPFS, paste it up. You will see it live working. Press enter, it will show you this. Now you can show this, you can just go to tools and just change this and just play around with it. And now we have done for this project, right? We have done with our first, I would say, JSON, and now we need to upload this JSON to the internet, right? So the way we do that is so simple. You can again go on to the Pinata, and over here just upload a new file, and this over here, click on this folder, again go over here and go on to build, and then click on this json.json and just click on upload. And now it's saying we need to upload 28 files. Yes, we do. Click on upload. Now just name this, and over here JSON, and it's basically 28 files. You can just add 28, so it's basically my preferences, just to I can able to see that how many files I do. You can also leave this like this. Just we can also leave this like this. I just for my preferences just use this just to say that how many files do we have in this folder, right? So just click on this upload, then it will upload your data to the IPFS. Now it done. So if we go and see over here, we will see this pixel race 28 file. If we click on this I folder, I button, now it will respond us by the JSON. So if we click on this any of the icon, we will see the JSON, right? There's a JSON, that is description, that is your test description. Then we have IPFS, that is basically the host at which place we used to host our website, host the images for our, I would say, NFT. Then we have an external URL, and yeah, so yep, here we go, it's the external URL, and we open this. Then we have an attribute, that is trait is basically the background, it is blue. Main body is our main body. Then we have a color is of this, and so on and so forth, right? And yes, that's all for this. And just take a break for a bit of second so that I can continue afterward. So hey guys, welcome back. And so far we have published our upload our JSON file to the IPFS, that is Pinata, and that is provider for IPFS. And we also uploaded the images for our NFT. And now we need to so this JSON is basically which we have added over here. So we have it over here, and then we upload this to the IPFS. Now what we need to do is we need to upload this whole collection to a token. So what we need to do is we need to make a contract. That contract list our NFT to the blockchain, right? So to do that, we have two tokens. So first token is ERC or ERP 721, and second one is your ERC 1155. So they both are token standard for creating your NFTs. And a lot of big people, big NFT collection, for example, Cool Cats over here is Cool Cats, Bored Ape, or any bigger NFT collection uses the ERC 721 standard. So if you go to details, if you're able to see, this is ERC 721. If we just go to Bored Ape Club, and if we go to any of the NFT, we will see that they are also using ERC 721, right? And so just let me just share an example with you. So if I, so just go to OpenSea.com, OpenSea.io, OpenSea.io/account. So now just I would say connect your wallet. I can connect my wallet over here. So I can connect it with my fourth account that is over here. So yes, I want to connect with this. Yeah, here we go. Now if I go to the profile, we wasn't having anything, right? So now just create a new one. Just click on this create, and now it will ask you to sign a contract. So yes, we need to sign it. We need to start a created. Now just publish a image. So just for now, just make or just to publish a image of, yes, here we go. Just publish this one. So you can say Hashlips logo test, and my description. This is a Hashlip logo test, and you can add a collection. So if you don't have a collection, just don't worry, and you can add a supply. So basically on Ethereum, this supply would not changeable, it should be one. But if you change back to Polygon, you can increase the supply by any number, right? So what I would suggest you to not do that is go on to Ethereum and just make sure that is one, right? And this is freeze metadata. So metadata is basically your data which we put on the IPFS. So this one is JSON format. This one is meant to be your metadata, right? This shows that this is your background for your image, this is your value for your image, this is the main body, this is the body color, right? So if we if we change this to true, we can change the metadata afterward. But if we change this to false, wasn't able to change that, right? You can also over here can add a character. So for example, I would say logo is vector, then click on add more. Color is multi color, and add save. So these are basically the properties. And now if you click on create, it will show us, yeah, here we go. This shows us that your logo has been created. Now if we go to the properties would be the properties you added over here. Then if you go to details over here, you will be able to see this is ERC1155, right? So this is ERC1155 token standard, and we haven't paid any gas fee yet, right? So I show you that every token has an ID associated with it, right? Every token has a contract is also associated with it. So if we click on this contract and open this in a new tab, you'll be able to see that this is our token, and this is our token, and over here the tracker is the creator is R. So this is our creator, this is me. So if I just go on to the MetaMask, I can see that this is basically mine. So 0 02 and 0 02. It's basically my address. It's my address. Now this is the transaction, and then we have this tracker is of OpenSea. It's not my own tracker, right? So this is not published on our end. This contract is of OpenSea's contract, right? This is not our own contract, this is OpenSea's contract, right? If this is ERC 721 standard, then in which we need to pay gas. Gas fee is basically the amount of fee that we need to pay while deploying our contract or deploying our NFT to the blockchain, right? That over here we need to pay some gas to the worker who are allow to mint an NFT, right? So that why all come into the picture. Now this is detail, and this is metadata, this editable, which means we can able to change it afterward, right? This minted is address price, wasn't added anything. So this is what I'm talking about. But if we go to, so this is ERC1155, but if we go to any of the big collection, this for example, open this in a new tab, OpenSea.io, and search for any of the big collection, just search for cool cats and click on this. And if you go over here, and if I click on this cat, and if I go to the bottom, if I click on this details, this is ERC 721 standard. And if I just go on to the I would say contract address, and we were able to see this, the tracker is of cool cat itself, right? The cool cat is the creator of this token. And even though in future somehow if the OpenSea is banned, or OpenSea get banned in India or maybe in any other country, then the cool cat NFT or the sales would be saved, right? So they can easily move on to another I would say another platform for the NFT listing platform, right? So now this is permanently stored on blockchain, right? The tracker is permanently stored on blockchain by the name cool cats. And over here, because of they're using ERC 721 standard token standard, right? And this is when you use ERC 721, you have to pay gas, fee. And this is why they are using ERC 721. So this is, and also one of the biggest creators of any of the bigger project, they be using ERC 721 standard because of a lot of reasons, right? I can put some sort of resources in the description. You can just read out these resources, and these are the original resources written by Vitalik and a lot of other guys. And yeah, I can just read out these I would say resources, and then we can move forward, right? So now you understand what the difference between ERC 721 and ERC 755 token. Now we need to make a contract on ERC 721 because we want the contract, we want our NFT to be secure by ourselves. We don't want anyone to get if something we want our NFT to be stored in permanent on a blockchain. So that's why we need to make a contract for ERC 721 token standard, right? So to do that, you need to open and search for remix.ethereum.org. So for those of you who don't know what Ethereum or remix or this is basically an online IDE. IDE is basically a place where you can edit the code, you can run the code, you can compile the code, right? You can do some sort of things, and you can basically use this to run your code, run your contract, run your publisher contract, and all sort of things, right? And this is made by originally by Ethereum. If you will see the URL, this is ethereum.org. And yeah, if you will see this, there is also sort of things to happen over here. And now what we need to do is we need to make a new workspace. So this is a workspace. So basically the contract is in the description. I would put a link to this GitHub repo in the description. You can just extract the code from here, and then you need to pull this code onto a remix IDE, right? You need to put this code onto a remix IDE, and this would look something like that, right? And make sure when you're putting this folder or putting this code into the I would say on this Ethereum remix ID, then make sure every folder is in the right in the right place, and every token folder is in the right place, right? Everything would be same and everything would be perfect, right? And once you do that, just click on this brutalperks.nft, and if you can change this NFT name. So I'm changing this NFT name to something like so my name of the NFT would be Beetle. So it's the Beetle race, right? So it's Beetle race, Beetle. Okay, so let's name this, it would be Beetle Trace NFT, not SOL. SOL basically is the extension for your Solidity language. And if you look at this, this is the main code, and just change this to your, I would say, name. So this would be your Beetle Trace for NFT. Now, yeah, so this is would be the contract name, that is Beetle Trace, and this would be your NFT name. So if we, for example, if your NFT would be XYZ NFT, just put the name of your NFT right over here, and you can do the same for here. And then what you need to do is, this is basically the ERC71 contract. This is loading the Pacman Solidity version, then is going to the Solidity this ownable function, that is going to, then is going to the contract access ownable function. Then what it's importing the ownable. So ownable is came from this. So we go on to this ownable dot sol. This is the whole structure of this file, right? And when we run this program, the data of this program is just stored in a JSON file. So let me do that afterward. Let me explain you what is going on over here. Now this is the base URI. That the base URI is basically the URI which we publish over here, and that we added over here. This is basically the base URI over here. This is base URI, and I can explain you afterward. Just stay tuned with this. So let me just close this up. Okay, now this is the extension that is JSON format, that because the base URI JSON, so that's why it's going to be JSON. And then we have a cost. Then the cost is basically 0.7 Ethereum. This is cost per NFT, right? So you can lower this cost and make sure whenever you are putting this cost, it would be lower, or it would be more than 0.04 Ethereum, because that's the base price, right? So you can change this to 4, and this is basically the 4 Ether, right? Ether is a short form of Ethereum. Ethereum, so I would say different between Ether and Ethereum. Ethereum is basically the blockchain. Ether is a currency, right? Ether is a currency. Ethereum is a whole blockchain, and Ether is a currency. That's why I put Ether over here. Next thing over here is we have, so it is the initial, this is the floor price, meaning this is the base price. It's not, the NFT would not be lower than this price, right? So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. Then we have a pre-sale cost value. So I can just put this to be 5, and I can put this to be 4. Like pre-sale means your pre-sale, just before the sale, you can at which price you want to allow users to buy an NFT, right? Then you have a max supply. I think max supply is we don't have that amount of NFTs. If you have 10,000 NFT, if you use a lot of layers, and because in this one I don't use that much layers, that's why we don't have that amount of NFTs, and that amount of build, and that amount of I would say number of NFTs. But if you use a lot of numbers, if you use a huge amount of layers, if you use a large number of layers, and then you uses the this one to be, if you use 10,000, then you need to put the same value of at how much the total collection consists of. So over here the total collection consists of 27. So I want to put 27 max supply, because max supply 27 would be the at max supply. Then we want the max mint amount. Now this is must be lower than that, because we want a user not to mint more than 27, because this is the max supply, right? So I want this to be lower than 27. So I can change this to maybe 5 or something like that. So you can mint 5 NFT per wallet. Per wallet means you can this is basically a wallet address. Okay, so I can change that, whatever. This is basically the wallet address. So on per account you can be able to mint 1 NFT. I mean, you can able to mint 5 NFTs, right? So that's about the amount we're going to be using over here. And yeah man, that's the all thing which I can explain you. you can want you don't want to get in, you don't want to get into that much details. If you want to get in that much details, I'll be pushing a lot of videos afterward regarding solidity and a lot of other things. So make sure that you stay tuned for that, and do press the like button and do press the subscribe button for more amazing content, right? So yeah man, so you can change this if you have max supply, for example, uh, for those. So if you have more than, if you have uh plus if you have more than 10,000 NFTs, then you need to use, because you don't want anyone to maximum 5, right? If you have more this, then you can also increase this, you can also increase to be maybe 500 or maybe 700 or maybe anything which you want, right? So it would be 10 more, yeah. And you can able to I would say increase this by maybe 500, maybe 700 as per your choice, right? Now second thing which we want, yeah, that's all. And you can also make sure that you keep in mind while pushing this that it would be lower, and it would be same as this, it would be not lower than 0.5 Ethereum, because that's the floor price for almost all the NFTs. And if you just search for this, if you just search for 0.5 Ether in USD, you will see that if you look at this, it was 0.5 Ethereum, 0.04 Ethereum, that is 0.3 USDT, right? So it is quite low. So I don't say quite low, but it is pretty I would say reasonable for a person to purchase buy NFT. And this is for Ethereum, and yeah, so we can do that as well. Now once you do that, make sure that you are on the right file, that is a Beetle Race NFT or maybe your own NFT.sol, and then you may be on the right file, and then just click on this icon, that is, this is basically your file explorer, then this is your compiler, that is your Solidity compiler. Then make sure that you're using the right compiler, that is 0.8.7 plus compiler, that is the same that we have over here. Then we have this auto compile, we don't want to enable it yet. So just click on this compile Beetle Race NFT.sol, click on this, it will take some time and compile the whole code. And now you will look at this, it says check mark, right? It will give us a check mark, and this means that it compiled successfully, right? If you go to bottom, you will able to see the details for it. You click on this I would say compilation details, contact details, you can able to see this whole code. So this is basically the ABI code, that is your JSON format, right? This is basically the whole code. Then you have bytecode, and this is the bytecode. And also if I close this up and if I go to over here, and we're able to see this, it created a metadata for us. It over here, it created a metadata for us in a JSON format, and that's all we are using. And this version is also over here, and then we can able to see this is the entire code till this line, right? And this is basically the main ribbon key, and all the, for example, is a main net would be of 1, and this all these things over here. And yeah, so that's would be the same. Now I would recommend you just go on this, and now so basically Ethereum, if you are anything, whenever you ever compiling code on your Ethereum, or maybe deploying code on Ethereum, or maybe any other blockchain, it goes through the process of transaction on every single time, right? So that's why over here this environment, this play environment, that is your code environment, it gives us a lot of free Ethereums. Free Ethereum means testing Ethereum that are not a value for in real life, but just to test out our code, right? That's why over here we have a JavaScript VM London virtual machine, then we have a Berlin virtual machine, right? Then we have a injected web3. Injected web3 means, and click on this, it used to pop up. Now I already logged into my account, so let me just disconnect, yes, yeah. So I just disconnected my wallet so that I can show you from really initial phase. So just click on this inject web3. It will open a pop-up for you. It will open a pop-up. What happened? Mm. Click on this injected web3. What happened, man? Wait, I'm just refreshing the page. Maybe sometime it's not getting some sort of error. So let me just change back to the workspace and yeah. So click on this and over here. Yes, now it used to open a pop-up that says you need to connect your injected web3. So now I have made a new test account for this particular video. That if you just over here, so you can select your wallet. You can, for example, I just select this wallet because in this I wasn't used anything, and simply click on this, click on next. Now it will allow you to, because they are used to accessing your address, so I want to access that, so just click on next, connect. So now as soon as you do that, now it will shows you this. Now your Ethereum over here is connected to your mainnet. Okay, so let me just switch to this account. Okay, so this is an account which we are used to be working on, and we want to deploy it to the Polygon testnet. To deploy on to the Polygon testnet, and so since I click on this, so let me just so I'm deleting this one because I just kind of used to refresh the page, so that's why it generated a new one, so it won't happen with you. So let me just close this up, and yeah, so back on over here. So over here you need to connect to that address which node you want to deploy on. So I want to deploy on Polygon. So Polygon have two features. Polygon on every blockchain you can test your smart contract on mainnet. A mainnet is basically the mainnet where you want to at the end deploy a contract, and second one is a testnet where you can test your contract, right? So as for now I want to choose a testnet, Polygon testnet, and once you do that, it will be a custom 001 network. So this is basically the same network which it is over here. So this custom network. For example, if we use the mainnet, then I think something used to happen over here. Right? Once you deploy the contract, this thing would be pumped up. So I would say so sorry guys, but essentially happened is that I was kind of used to refresh this whole page, that's why it used to pump up. So let me just again open a new remix ID because I think I need to restart the whole process. Let me just over here. So this is my connected RPC, so this is over here, and over here you can see the same for yourself over here. This is basically the contract, so I can just rename this. So rename this to beetle race. Okay, so beetle race over here. Okay, so I can rename this to my contract name, that is basically the beetle race. Yes, beetle race. And then next thing which one we're using, we want to this thing, because I was kind of used to refresh the page, that's why it used to occur. For your side it won't occur that well, so just updating this thing. And a max supply is basically 27, so just replace it to 27. It will be different for you, it will be different for any other person, so I can make this to 5. Any max minted amount for per person, this would be 5. Once you do that, just compile this again compile this, and yeah, here we go. And just close these tabs, so that just close this one. Yeah, here we go. Now click on this icon and just click on the web injected web3, and then it used to catch the your custom RPC. That is your over here, that is your testnet, right? So that don't happen with you. Because I refresh the page, that's why it used to happen with me. It doesn't happen with you, right? So now on this wallet I don't have any Polygon, any Matic, right? So to test our so I again say that to test our network, to test our basically app, we need to have some sort of fees to transact, to just to pay as a gas, right? So to do that, we just go on to the faucet dot polygon technologies. It's basically the Polygon faucet. So faucet are basically the free currencies that you can get to test your app, right? So so I'm using the Mumbai testnet, so just click on this Mumbai testnet, and over here just paste your this address, right? So make sure that you're connected to the right wallet. Click on this, then click and paste it over here, and click on submit. Now it will submit you one Matic, and click on Mumbai, right? It will transfer you within 1 to 2 minutes, right? So till then we can do another stuff. Till then it will be I would say update over here. So yeah, here we go. It's updated, means the faucet comes. Here we go. Faucets come. It's maybe here we go. 0.5 Matic just come. Yes, here we go. Now we can use this to just to test our app. Now to do that, and now don't want to edit this, that would be the same. Now you can open this. Now here you need to make sure that you are using the right name, because this is the final version or when you're applying the contract, right? So over here, make sure that your name would be correct. Now for my case, I'm using beetle race NFT, and the symbol would be I can say beetle. Yep, now we can say string. So now this is going to be the main. So if I say just zooming the this, so you can able to see this more clearly. Now over here, just need to add IPFS again, IPFS. Now make sure that you have to a colon, and then add this parameter, and over here make sure that you copy the JSON one, right? Make sure that you copy the JSON folder, not the main folder, right? Make sure that you copy the JSON one, right? So this would be the JSON format, and just copy this one, just copy the CID of this, and then just go to the yeah, let's go on Just go on this, and over here you need to add the this over here. This would be your CID, and then once you completed that, make sure that you add backslash. Now why do I need to add backslash? Is because over here, if we go to this folder, we are adding the this URI, this base URI to base extension to .json, right? Because what it does, if we don't add the backslash over here, it will not. So for example, if I just show an example why I need to add the backslash, because yep, here we go. Now if you're able to see, if I don't add backslash, now just refresh the account. If I don't add backslash, it will show an error. The error would be this. If I just remove this backslash, it will shows me this error, because now it says CID invalid, CID not supported, right? That's why I need to add backslash, where it is over here. That's why I need to add backslash at the last, right? So it is important, right? That's why to add a backslash. Now click on this transact. When you click on transact, it will ask you to pay some gas. So click on this transact. This will use to pop up. Now what it does, okay. Click on this confirm. Yes, now it says transact recorded, and okay. So yeah guys, I found the error which we have in the code. So basically what I did, so in here I added the mint that per wallet can mint 50 NFT, and over here when I do the minting part, I want to send the owner who mint the who basically mint this NFT collection would get 20 NFT, right? So over here we got some sort of error, so it should be less than 5 or equal to 5, right? So over here I declare that per person would get 5 NFT if they mint the per wallet, right? So over here it should be less than 5, so I can say that it would be 4 or 5, and let's just say the 4. Again, this 4 would be fine. And again, and once you do that, make sure that you recompile this, right? Just go over here and make sure that you auto compile, because every time you need to auto compile, you don't want to just waste your time. Just go over here, compile this again and again. So I can recommend you just check this mark, so it's auto compile your code, right? So once you do that, you can you still don't want to change this anything. Now over here, click over here and let's write the name again. So brutal, sorry, it would be your, what the name of this NFT would be, Twitter base. So I can say that this would be beetle race NFT, and the symbol, you can add the beetle or any the symbol you can add. And now let's retry this process. IPFS, then just go to your JSON format. Just make sure that you go into JSON, again copy this and go back to the remix ID and paste it up, and over here make sure that you add backslash, because I already explained you why you need to add backslash. And once you do that, let's click on this transact and make sure that your wallet is connected. Is already been connected, and just click on this transact, and now it will work. It will open and pop up, that is your MetaMask notification. Now it asks you to pay the gas, so gas is basically this gas fee, and just click on this confirm. And so once you do that, it will, okay, so just once you do that, you can able to see, just able to see that. So once it does, you can able to see this, and your beetle contract has been deployed, right? So if you click on this, and yes, it's copied, and then if you want to check that it is deployed or not, you can go on to the uh, Polygon. So it would be Polygon test net, right? So make sure that it is a Polygon Mumbai. So I already deployed on Mumbai, so that would be Mumbai polygonscan.com, and just type here this, and then click on search. When you search for it, you will see that this creator is this. You will see this beetle race NFT, and the short form is this, and the creator is me. The creator would be 010x. This is me, and the contract is over here. It is created 45 seconds ago, and just I can see how can you change the. Yes, so you are able to see this more clearly right now. Now this is age is 45 seconds ago. Then the block ID is this, so we don't want to need this, and this is the contact creation. Then this is the in, so means this comes from next thing. You can also download the CSV file from here, and then you can go to contract. Over here contract, you don't able to run the code over here, because you need to first publish and verify your source code over here. You can do that just by click on this, and you can just add the compiler of yours, then add the license which you have, right, and then click compile. It will maybe within 2 to 3 days, maybe within 2 to 3 minutes, it will verify and publish your contract source code, right? Now after that, yeah, we have all those stuff, and yeah, so that is basically the publications of a contract. And also if you see the code, in code we see that you can also able to mint. You can also send the initial amount to here. So if you want to mint an NFT, you can do that from here. If you want to mint an NFT to if you want to mint an NFT to this account, you want to mint this NFT to this account, just copy this account and paste it right over here. So I did not paste it because this is the main account, so choose another account. Just choose second account, just copy this, and once you copy this account, just click on this, and this would over here, and over here is we are using this, and click on minimum amount. So I want to send this lower than 5 because my maximum mint amount should be 5, right? So we already did the mistake before, so that's we don't want to do that again. Just make sure that it would be 3, or maybe it's less than 5 or equal to 5, right? Click on transact. Now what will happen, it send 3 NFT to this certain account. So click on transact, it will open a pop-up. Again, you need to pay some sort of gas fee, and there we go. This is way more cheap gas fee. It doesn't even a penny, maybe a penny, right? So if we look at this, we have this 2 transactions confirmed. You can also see the ether scan. See this, it's working. It may take some sort of time because Polygon network is also busy in transactions. Till then we can see that, close these tabs. Now just over here we can see that we send 3 NFTs to this address. That is our second address. That is our this one address, right? And while we are publishing the contract, we are sending 4 NFTs to the creator of the NFT. That's on my account. I would also get 4 NFTs, right? So my account is basically the account which I was connected to this. That is basically this 4th test account version 2. And if I go into OpenSea, make sure that you're opening OpenSea is on testnet. So you can search for OpenSea testnets. click on this, right? It's on testnet, and over here, if we click on this, we will see that our NFT, yes, so our wallet is connected to, now wallet is connected to the fourth one, that is over here. If we go in the hidden section, here we go, we will be able to see the 3 NFT which we have generated, right? So these are the 3 NFTs which we minted to the person to which we get this. So we send the NFT, yes, we send this NFT to this person ID, and we have able to see this right over here. And why do it goes in the hidden section? Because I sended you something, and make sure, if for example, if you had already had a collection of something, good NFTs or something, if you already have a prestigious collection of something, so that's why you need to approve this. After that it goes to the collected amount, right? That's why some malicious account just send you some bulk NFT which is of no use. Then you don't want to see, you don't want to want users to see on the main page, right? See on the home page, right? That's why it's going to the hidden section and need to approve from here, then it move on to a collected account, right? So and so on and so forth, right? And now if it's a move and disconnect this to another wallet, if I check this to this wallet and just refresh this again, what happened? Let me just do that, open this, and just let me just disconnect this account first. Disconnect, I will disconnect this first. Disconnect this account and disconnect all of the account. Now I want to see this fourth account and click on this testnet. So click on this MetaMask, it will ask you to which wallet do you want to connect it. So it will pop up, it will show some pop up. Here we go. Yes, I want to want the fourth one, so click on next, connect, and over here you will see it will shows on the collected page, right? Because I am the owner, I deployed the contract, that's why it shows on the collected amount, right? If you want to see this, I deployed the contract, that's why I got the 4 NFT, and that's why it is shown over here, right? And if you go into this NFT, and if you go at the bottom, you will see it is based on ERC 721 contract standard, token standard, and this is minted 8 minutes ago, and yeah, that's all. And you're able to see the properties as well, right? Now properties, from where do these properties are, from where do the properties come from, right? So this comes from our metadata file, right? On the metadata they have an attribute section, so let me just clear that point as well. So if I just open, so this one is of 4th address, this one is a 4th address, so you can open the 4th, just search for this one, 4.json right over here, and if I just comes over here, and if you're able to see, this is on this folder, properties folder over here. If you're able to see this, there is a trait is, but the background is of pink, that's why the trait of background is of pink. Then we have a body color is of green, body color, this green body color, here we go, the green body color. Then we have legs that is of yellow color, yellow, and yellow color legs is come from here. Then we have the main body, then with new trait, then we can able to see this main body right from here. So that's all from this video, and I hope that you find this video interesting, and you can do the same. So if you want to, a lot of people have been asking me that how can I mint NFT to a certain address. So for example, like I can say an example of like over here, for example, if I want to make a collection that consists of more than 10,000 NFT or maybe 12,000 NFT, then how can I do that? So to do that, you need to go over here, and which address do you want to put. For example, I want to make a collection of 10,000 NFTs, and I want that to be on my main network, because now I'm using testnet because I don't have money to pay the gas in a mainnet. That's why I'm using testnet over here. Now a lot of people has been asking me in Discord before that if I want to publish a contract that consists of 10,000 NFT to mint it, then how can I do that? Now it's pretty simple. If you want to do that, just go into the main account, if on which you want to send the NFT to, then on that account just copy the address. And for example, over here I just have 25 NFTs just for now. For example, if you have 10,000, maybe 10 lakh NFTs, for example, just for example, so I already put this to, so just auto compile to if all, right? So just for example, if I max apply this to 10,000, I think it's not, it's nothing. So for example, it is of lot. Yes, here we go. So this is 10,000. If I want that, I want to mint those all NFTs. So how can I do that? It's all pretty simple. So how can I do that? It's you just need to type the address on which you want to mint those NFTs, and just paste the address over here, and just mint the number of amount you want to mint those NFT on which address. So for example, we have 10,000 NFT. It's just an example, right? We don't have 10,000 NFT in our IPFS, right? We just have 27 NFTs, right? We have push over here. That's why if you want to make 10,000 NFTs, then you need to, I would say, add 10,000 over here, or maybe 10,000 over here. 1 2 3 yes, over here, and click on transact. Then it will mint those 10,000 NFT on your main account. That is your the person who's main account, right? That's why it used to send those minted NFT. Now what essentially happened is that if we want that, me as an owner, if I want that, I want to send me as an senders the whole NFT. So what you can do is type in the whole NFT sections over here, then you can do the same to those as same, right? So this is as simple. You can do the same if you want to send your whole NFT to your whole I would say account. You can do by this, or even though if you just want to add minted amount to this, you can do the same, right? So it's pretty simple. You can do the same for all the addresses, and I think that you know I think that you understand a lot of things while watching this video. And yeah man, that's all, and I hope that you learn a lot. And just thank to me by subscribing to my channel, and just joining Discord community. And we also have a soon NFT drop coming up. Just follow me on Twitter and on LinkedIn, so I can reach out to as many people as possible and help them to start their blockchain journey, right? And so if you have any doubt, you can just join Discord, just tag me over there, or if I don't reply, just DM me. And so that's all. And if you need any help, just also contact me via email or via Gmail. I can help you in every point of your life, right? So that's all, and I'm Ankush signing off.